Hey, what is up, guys, and welcome back to Football Discussions. And today we are coming at you with another 7-round team mock draft. This time it's going to be, obviously, the New England Patriots. You can see it right there. Saw it in the title. That's why you clicked on the video. But regardless, before we get started, we are going to be doing the 32 GM subscriber mock draft. So if you want to be one of those 32 GMs, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. It's once we hit 1,000 subs, and leave the team down below that you want to be a part of. Sure, a lot of you guys watching this video are going to be Patriots fans. So if you want to be the Patriots GM, let me know down below, and your name will be considered for that. But again, it's once we hit 1,000 subs. We're on the road to 1,000 subs. You can always unsubscribe later. So why not just try it out? It's all draft content all the time. And yeah, let's get into it. This is the Draft Network's draft simulator. They also have a trade simulator. Gets pretty annoying. They'll bombard you with like 7 trade offers in a row, which is just 1, unrealistic, and 2, like I said, very annoying. But we'll try to power through here. Overall, it's a decent simulator. Glitches out sometimes, but there's a lot of directions that the Patriots could go here in the first round, depending on how the board falls out in front of them. Obviously, you have 5 quarterbacks that have the potential to go in the first 10 picks. Mac Jones, Trey Lance, Justin Fields, Zach Wilson, Trevor Lawrence, all regarded as really, really good quarterbacks, all regarded as quarterbacks that can come in and start right away for your NFL franchise. That's why these guys are so widely coveted. The other direction that the Patriots could go is if one of these big 3 receivers falls in their lap, they might have to take him. Their receiving core is horrible. Probably a good portion of that played into the fact of why Cam Newton was so bad last year. And then the other thing is, there's a lot of scenarios where Micah Parsons falls right in the Patriots' lap at 15. He's the best defensive player, in my opinion, in this draft class. So if he's available at 15, we just might have to take him. We'll see how it all plays out. I'm going to hit start the draft. Trevor Lawrence goes at 1, Jamar Chase at 2, Jalen Waddle at 3. So obviously already unrealistic. That's how these simulators go. But we do have some quarterbacks available still. We'll see what happens at 4. Zach Wilson goes at 4. Fields at 6. The Eagles bring in some competition for Jalen Hurts there. Penei Sewell at 5, obviously getting some protection for Joe Burrow. And then at 7, Caleb Farley goes. Kyle Pitts at 8. Broncos could be a contender to take Trey Lance here. We'll see how that goes. They take Patrick Surtain, so there's a really real possibility now that the Patriots might have Mac Jones fall into their lap. I'm not trading up for Trey Lance. I think him and Mac Jones don't really have all that the gap isn't all that big between them. And we're going to take Mac Jones here at 15. Obviously, Micah Parsons has fallen into the Patriots' lap as well, and though I said it would be a little hard to not take him if he's here, but at the end of the day, Mac Jones is a quarterback. Quarterback's the most important position in football. There's not a really great selection of wide receivers left at this point. Again, I think it's just between Micah Parsons and Mac Jones. And when you look at Mac Jones, a lot of people have him at their quarterback 5. I personally still do have him at my quarterback 5. But there's a lot of people that say he's starting to rise up GM's draft boards. So there's a lot of analysts that have him rising up their own draft boards. I know Matt Miller just dropped a report saying that to a lot of teams he's quarterback 3, especially post-Senior Bowl. We saw a quick rise from him. He's deadly accurate, has a great understanding of the game, knows how to read defenses. The only thing that really concerns me about Mac Jones, other than his arm strength and mobility, is the fact that he is surrounded by 5 stars and is going up or is going out and playing with obviously guys like Devontae Smith and Jalen Waddle, which in this mock draft were both top 3 picks. Obviously that probably won't happen, but you get my point. So that's the only thing that's concerning about Mac Jones. I think he's the perfect fit for the Patriots offense, a really, really good football player, and we're going to take him here at 15 to the New England Patriots. At 16, J.C. Horn goes. That's realistic. Micah Parsons falls to the Raiders at 17. I'm sure they would love to get him. You guys can kind of just watch it. We got a running back going at 23 to the Jets. Sometimes this simulator has Najee Harris go at 16 to the Cardinals, which is a bold prediction, but it's just fun to watch how bad these things are and how unrealistic they are. But this one actually is, and like I said at the start of the video, when they bombard you with trades, this is exactly what I mean. In no world am I getting 4 trade offers in a row, but they're going to keep doing it, and it's going to go into the second round as well. So pardon that annoyance as we just try to get to our pick here as the second round starts to go. Kadarius Toney just went off the board. I actually might trade up. I don't want to give up a 3 and a 4. We're giving up a haul here. This isn't the move I would necessarily make. I would negotiate this a little better, but one of my favorite receivers in the class, Elijah Moore, is still on the board. The Patriots need a weapon to go alongside with their new franchise quarterback in Mac Jones. I believe Pat Freiermuth is still on the board as well. This is tough. I'm not giving you all this. Okay, this is how dumb it is. They were offering me a 3, a 4, a 6, and a 3 next year, and I took away the 3 next year as well as the 6th, and the offer is still green. Obviously I want to make this trade because it's sick and we hold on to our other second round pick and could probably get Pat Freiermuth, but again, it's very unrealistic. I'm just going to do it because why not? Again, not the most realistic trade, but the Patriots definitely need weapons. This is a time to go out and get weapons for the Patriots. If there's ever a time to move up in a draft, I know Bill Belichick doesn't like to do that. They have to do it. Again, trade terms would probably be a little different. I'm taking Elijah Moore, though, at 38. Again, one of the most criminally underrated receivers in this class. He's one of the most criminally underrated route runners in this class. He's so dynamic. He's not just a gadget. He's a really, really good football player and someone that I think can make a lot of waves in the NFL and can be the Patriots wide receiver 1. So we've gone all offense here, but I don't hate it so far because of how bad the Patriots offense was last year. In a Bill Belichick defense, you're always going to have a good defense, right? You're getting Dante Hightower back next year. You're getting Patrick Chung back next year. Pat Freiermuth just went above us, so now I probably will go defense, unfortunately. Davion Nixon is here. That's just a sick pickup for the Patriots. I'm taking Davion Nixon. That's pretty sweet. We're going to get our hands on a lot of people's number 1 interior defensive lineman in the draft. But Davion Nixon, Elijah Moore, Mac Jones, that's a sick start to the draft. I wanted Pat Freiermuth. I wanted the tight end of the future in New England. I don't hate the fact that we got Davion Nixon. Obviously, had to trade up for Elijah Moore, get the weapon to pair with Mac Jones, but this has been a really solid draft. Patriots have a lot of fourth-round draft capital. They definitely have the potential to move up here. And I'm going to pause the draft in just a minute to see kind of who's still available at the tight end position. I do want Brevin Jordan. I think that would be pretty sweet if the Patriots could get him. What do we have to offer here? To the Chargers are currently on the clock. Again, maybe not the most realistic thing to trade up twice. Chargers have 2 threes. That's also interesting. I'm going to let it go. I'm definitely going to miss him. He's definitely going to get picked. So glitchy. He's still available at 80. That's quite intriguing. Who is this? The Raiders? I know I'm kind of making a lot of trades here, but I really want to get the Patriots weapons. I think that would make their team pretty sweet. If I do these 2 4s and a 7th, wow, the Raiders want nothing to do with this trade. All right, I'm not offering it then. We're going to keep going, see how it plays out. He's still available. God, I want him. This is tough. Maybe the Bears. Bears could be a good trade partner here. And a 4 or 5 and one of our 6th. 6th? I can't say that word. I'm gonna offer this trade. We're gonna do it. All right, so we move up one more time here. I promise that's the last time. But we're building an absolute god squad of a draft class right now for the Patriots. Mac Jones, one of the better quarterbacks in the class, definitely a day 1 starter for New England. Elijah Moore, most underrated receiver in this class. Davion Nixon, a lot of people's interior defensive lineman. One, get that position filled there. And then, of course, Brevin Jordan, just a dynamic playmaker at tight end. This has been a sick draft class. Those are 4 starters that the Patriots have taken so far. We're into round 4. I think we still hung on to one of those picks. I think it's the last pick in round 4, though, so we'll have to wait a bit here. But so far, we're doing really, really well for the New England Patriots. Again, maybe not the most realistic draft as we're trading a bit. I'm not going to make any more trades, I promise you. We only made 2, but we moved up twice, which, again, doesn't really fit Bill Belichick's philosophy. But in a draft that is stacked with weapons, I feel like it makes sense to do so. I really have liked what we've done so far. I think this linebacker class is... I mean, I would love to get my hands on Charles Snowden here. That would be a sick linebacker for the Patriots to pick up on. And as I say that, I know he's going to go like the pick before us, and he did. That's so unfortunate. Charles Snowden goes 4 picks. 4 picks before the Patriots. Again, not a numbers guy. But is there any other guys at linebacker that I would want? Justin Hiller is just like a mauler. Patty Fisher is another guy that's just like Tough Borland too. These are just guys that can't cover for shit. Who would the Patriots get? Are there any running backs available? I know Damian Harris. Damian Harris is someone that the Patriots really like. Sonny Michel, not going to be on the team. Chuba Hubbard's like sick, especially in the 4th round. That's sick value. last pick of the 4th round, I'm taking a running back. I'm going to do it. Get another sick weapon for the Patriots to bring in. Another really, really good offensive player. We've gone mostly offense here. I'm not even mad. Elijah Moore, Mac Jones, Brevin Jordan, and Chuba Hubbard are all going to get snaps on the Patriots offense next year. It was one of the most abysmal offenses in the NFL last year. Now you bring in 4 guys that can definitely make a difference for you, not to mention getting one of the better interior defensive linemen in the class, if not the best, in Davion Nixon. This has been a really, really good draft for the Patriots so far. We'll see what awaits us. I'm not sure exactly where we pick. I'm just going to try to I'm not actually making a trade. Okay, we pick up 197 and 237. So 2 more picks left. 2 more picks to get some players here for New England that can make a difference on the team. Jared Patterson just went. He's one of my favorite running backs in this class. Not necessarily every down back, but definitely a guy that can come in on 1st and 2nd down and make plays. He's not a pass catcher. I don't know why I'm talking so much about Jared Patterson. And they just picked Justin Hilliard for us. Fuck it, we're just going to let it go. He was probably who I was going to take anyway. I don't know why these draft simulators suck so much, but they do. Justin Hilliard, not a bad pick. 6 foot, 227. Again, he's just a good linebacker that stops the run. That's the best way to describe Justin Hilliard. But, again, don't hate the pick. Probably the direction I was going to go in anyway. Maybe I would have waited to the 7th round and gotten a guy like Patty Fisher at linebacker and taken another offensive weapon here. Maybe an Alaric Jackson if he was still on the board. Someone that gets left out of a conversation a lot. Let's see if there's any offensive linemen that I would like to take. I know the Patriots need offensive line. I didn't really address that here. But Cannon comes back next year. Tooney would be the replacement that you would have to worry about. But again, I didn't see any guys that I'm like can make a difference for the Patriots. Do they have any like guys that I've rated high, pretty low? No, they don't. What about any edge rushers left? Let's just see all. Who's left here? Probably going to go another wide receiver because the wide receivers last so long. K. Johnson's pretty good. I'm a fan of his. Marco Wilson's dog water. I will never take Marco Wilson in any of these drafts. I don't know how to say this. Dax Malign was Zach Wilson's favorite target and is white and fits everything that the Patriots have ever wanted in a wide receiver. So I'm going to take him. Dax Malign to wrap up this draft class. I'll hit pause real quick so we don't have to sit through the rest of it. But quickly going over this one more time, Mac Jones, quarterback of the future in New England. Elijah Moore, dynamic playmaker, had to trade out for him. Couldn't let him fall past us. Obviously, we wanted to get the Elijah Moore, Pat Freiermuth duo going there at 38 and 46. That's why we traded up. But it didn't fall that way. It's not always the way it falls. So we get Davion Nixon, a second-tier defensive lineman for the Patriots at 46. Then at 83, get our tight end of the future in Brevin Jordan. Just a guy that's an absolute mismatch. So versatile versus safeties and linebackers. Won't be able to cover him. Then we get possibly the running back of the future. Maybe have a nice duo going with Harris and Chuba Hubbard. And then Justin Hilliard. Obviously, the computer decided to pick that one out of nowhere. Just grew a mind of its own. And then to wrap it up, we get the epitome of Patriots wide receivers. A smaller, he's 6 foot, so he's not completely small, but a smaller white man to pair with Bill Belichick, who he seems to love. But overall, guys, I really like this draft for the Patriots. I know I went all offense. I think it's really important for the Patriots to address offense this offseason. If they want to trade a guy like Stephon Gilmore, get more picks in the draft, maybe then you address defense a little more. I know offensive line is also a need that I kind of ignored here. But at the end of the day, the thing that held the Patriots back most last year was the lack of playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. Now we got a ton. Now we got some young guys that can come in, play right away for the Patriots. But yeah, this was a lot of fun to do. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And if you did, leave a like. And if you want to see more draft content all the time, subscribe. Take it easy, guys. Peace.